How did you landed up in getting an internship with JP Morgan UK?
Keep on checking their career page.
LinkedIn is a great community.
I didn't apply with through any of the referrals. There was not any referral sort of things over here.
One advice that you would want to give to students who are now looking out for internships.
I was able to solve the online assessment within 13 minutes.
So hello everyone, welcome to the channel. आज मेरे साथ हैं ज्वाला चौरसिया. So he's currently in the third year and he has grabbed an opportunity in JP Morgan UK for his internship. So ऑफ लेट काफी सारे लोगों ने अप्रोच किया था फॉर लाइक हाउ टू गेट एन इंटर्नशिप अपॉर्चुनिटीज. कुछ को मैं हेल्प कर पाया, सबको डेफिनेटली आप हर बंदे को हेल्प नहीं कर सकते. सो आई थॉट रादर देन हेल्पिंग एवरीवन, इज देयर एनी बेटर वे टू हेल्प, जिसके अंदर मुझे लगा कि शायद मे बी लाइक इफ आई कैन डू समथिंग, सम काइंड ऑफ अ वीडियो, सम काइंड ऑफ पॉडकास्ट ऑन हाउ टू गेट इंटर्नशिप अपॉर्चुनिटीज, शायद वो more helpful ho. And then like I tried to find out some people, and then eventually I figured out like one of the best person who can help it out on this. So he's Jwala Chorasiya. So yeah, Jwala, so a short introduction from you.
Hi, hello everyone. Myself Jwala Chorasiya. I'm a third year student at Thakur College of Engineering and Technology. My branch is computer science. Recently I cracked an international internship opportunity at JP Morgan and Chase. It is a UK based on-site internship at Bournemouth. Earlier, I was working at Upgrade as a software engineer intern in my first year. And in second year, I joined CodeChef as a DSA instructor and a video editorialist. Basically, over there, my work was making video editorials for the questions for their contest and whatever the questions they are having in their problem set. And also taking the DSA camps and the competitive programming camps they were having for 2 to 3 star, 3 to 4 star. So that was my role, and still now I've been continuing that role over there. I'm also till now I'm working over there, and in June I will be joining JP Morgan and Chase, okay, for my summer internship.
Okay, and like although I know how many people are selected by JP Morgan in UK from India, but like would you want to share like what's the exact number of students that got this opportunity?
I don't know exactly, but how much I know is that it's a handful of people. I mean, it's around 7 to 8 all over UK, and in Bournemouth, I know only 3 to 4 people.
Right. So it's like these are like less than 10 folks who have got this opportunity, and Jwala is like one of them. So very many congratulations for having that opportunity for you. So let's start with like some set of questions which will be really helpful. So first of all, like how did you landed up in getting an internship with JP Morgan UK? Like especially because like this is an international offer. So how did that happen?
So that's a simple mantra of getting anything or any internship is apply as much as possible. So basically I have always a track record of all the companies whatever on which I have to apply. So what I do is basically I keep on checking their career page, their openings have came or not, and I apply for all of them. I just don't take that whether I'm having those skills or not. I just go and apply, and I just applied over there, and I also applied to the newsletter. Okay, so that is also very much important. I also applied to the newsletter, so that newsletter also gave me some openings in my email. So I applied around all the positions. There were around 10 to 12 positions open around that time. So I applied all over there. I didn't apply through any of the referrals. There was not any referral sort of things over here. You can apply directly as these big companies support diversity programs. So there is not any sort of that you should be from tier 1, tier 2 college. It's not like that. So that was the thing.
Right. So like LinkedIn, newsletters, their career portals, and like just keep applying. These were like your mantras for success. Did the university play any role? Like did the university help you in getting any internships?
Okay, so basically when it comes to my college, being from tier 3 college, but still my college is way better than many of the colleges. So it was like my college was always supportive in all the things. So there was not much pressure from the college for doing their portion or something according to their curriculum or academics, as they are very friendly and they always support to do whatever you want to do. So in that way you can see that my college actually supported me a lot, and in all the other cases I took the responsibility of my own only, because of course you know that these opportunities that doesn't come to the college campuses directly, of course. So in all the cases, I tried on my own. But you can say that in these things, my college actually helped me to focus on my skills. Okay, so that would be thing.
What would you suggest? Like, what's the best time to start applying for internships?
Okay, so in my case, if you will see, I started applying in my first year itself. Okay, so I was like, okay, I have to get into some big companies, crack karna hai and all. It's still my dream. I will crack that also one day. Okay, so that was
definitely.
So from first year itself, I started applying in all the companies. So whether they were opening or not, what happened ki when you apply to any of the companies, what happened ki that your data is gone to that company. So when your data is gone to that company, they after some of the time they start sending the newsletters and the openings to you, whether you are not eligible or not eligible, because I have seen these many a times. So that would be a pick point for you to know that that this company has some of the openings and this company get their openings at this time. Okay, so that would be a click point. And also starting internship, you should start from very early at first, because getting such big internships would also require some of the experience. Okay, so when you start giving experience in your interview for some of the big internships, so that would always a plus point for you. Okay, so it's not matter that at start you will get some big internships or a big highly paid internship. I think it would be possible for any of them. A handful of the people would be able to do, but most of the people would not be able to do. So if you are getting some of the small internship in some of the small startups, not getting highly paid, getting little only, but you should do it, because it will add up something to your resume, some experience to your resume. This will accumulate to you're at the final stage, when one day you will be getting a stage of showing or whatever you are having. So that would be a plus point. So you should start from the initial ages to start applying these companies. In all of the companies, whatever you're looking, open your LinkedIn, start going to their job section and try to apply. And many people post their openings in their in their post also. That would be also a good thing. So try to make as well as good connections. Okay. And just keep a track of the company's career pages also. And nowadays there are lots of Telegram channels and all which instantly give you openings, but of course the competition is also very much high. So you have to keep your track on your own, okay? Because no one is going to come and say you, of course. It's a very simple thing. So I started my search from my first year, and first year itself I cracked the startup internship, and in second year I got into CodeChef. Of course, it's one of the very known company in when you come to a software engineer. So I got into CodeChef, and that was also a very plus point for me, because getting into that company, CodeChef, was motivating myself to working more about ESA and competitive programming, as I was only working over there. So that was a thing which actually helped me in all of the interviews and cracking these things.
Just to summarize, where and how to apply for internships, right? So what we discussed is like that you should be start applying from the first year itself. Now, where to apply is the company portals, right?
Yes.
And take a look at their newsletters, right? The third one was, you suggested there are certain Telegram channels, right? In case if you have the link for those channels, please do share them, and we'll put them in the description so that more and more people can get to know about them. Other than that, you are saying that LinkedIn is a great community. LinkedIn can really help.
There, if you will Google, you will get a lots of, but these are the very known. Most of the thing, LinkedIn is more than enough. I think that whatever you want.
So, so the next point that we wanted to touch upon is that what is the recruitment process for these companies? Like, how do they hire you as interns?
Okay, so first of all, when I say you are applying to some of the big MNCs, I'm not talking about some small startups, because big MNCs hiring process is totally different to these small startups. Okay, so let's talk about some big MNCs and PBCs. So how much I know is that first of all is, of course, you have to fill their form and you have to upload your resume. Okay. So when you uploaded your resume, so of course that those openings are not only for you. Of course, you know that many of the people will be applying for that. So your resume should be a pick point, whatever the JD. You know what is the JD? Job description.
Job description, right?
So the job description and your resume should match. So such that the keywords are picked. Okay. So that would be a plus point. And when your resume is selected for the next round, so of course the next round is the online assessment round. So this may vary. The online assessment sometimes only comes with the DSA or CP questions, and sometimes it may come for some of the MCQs or development types of questions. Okay. So this is the second round after getting the resume shortlisted. So the online assessment round is very much important because most of the people get cut off over here only. The time how much time it took for solving these questions, because I think nowadays most of the people are able to solve everything. Okay, because we have got a lot of time in this online era. So most of the people have been skilled in these things. Everyone is able to, means if not able to do by their own, but somehow they will do. I think you got it. So that would be a thing, but time is something what you will be having in your hand, that how much fast you are solving. In my case, when I gave the JPMC online assessment, I was able to solve the online assessment within 13 minutes. So I think that would be a plus point when you solved an online assessment as quick as fast, because till the last time, most of the people will be able to do, and there is a less chance that your resume would be shortlisted for the further round. Okay.
Right. So the timing matters.
Timing matters a lot. Okay.
Right.
So after the online assessment finish, so there would, in some cases, there would be some phone screen round or indirectly an interview round. In my case, it was directly an interview round. So in the interview round, there was 2 interviews on the same day scheduled. First interview was a technical round, and the second interview was it was something sort of a personal questions rounds. Okay. So in the first interview, you will be of course asked about all the technical questions, DSA based questions, all the CS fundamentals. Okay. So so in my case, I was asked 1 to 2 questions of DSA. It was not a very much hard level.
Okay.
It code easy to medium. Okay. Online assessment was at a harder level from that, of course. So because there would be a shortlisting, that's why they keep online assessment at a much harder level than the question being asked during the interview. Okay. So when in the interview round on the first technical round, it was around of 45 minutes. Okay. So within the 45 minutes, within the when my interview just got started, I was asked the DSA questions. Okay, so I solved it. After on, they start asking the questions on your projects, whatever you have been mentioned in your resume. Okay, a lots of questions would be asked on those things. Okay, so try to put those projects which you have made on your own or which you know in and out exactly. Okay, so a lots of questions would be asked on that. Lots of brainstorming would be done on that how implemented these of the tech stacks and what are the various things, and I think you should be knowing about that.
Right.
And after on, within that 45 minutes, you would be asked CS fundamentals or the operating system questions and various other things. Okay. So
all this in just 45 minutes.
So it's like those the most these questions such as OS fundamental CS questions are sort of a quick fire round. They ask these questions are very fast. Okay, so you don't be having much time. So just prepare with that. I mean, you would be getting questions on operating systems and computer networks. Okay, so within this 45 minutes.
And then the second round?
Second round would be a simple personal round. It mean be situation based round. Okay, so questions based on situations would be asked, that if you fall into this situation or if you have been fell into this situation, what would be your reaction? What you have been done? So simply answering these questions would be based on these 5 things. 5 would be STAR method, we known as the STAR method. S stand for situation, T stand for task, A stand for action, and R stand for result. Okay, so So you have to answer these questions on this simple method. So basically, when you have been asked this question, you have to explain what would be the situation, and after getting to the situation, what was the task assigned to you, and after getting that task assigned to you, what action you performed. Okay, that stands for A, what action you perform, and the action after performing those action, what was the result. And the most important thing, the action, the result you got should always be on the positive side. Okay, so it was for a 45 minutes. Lots of question was asked. So of course the recruiter and the interviewer, they were very friendly, and they were very great. So they helped me a lot.
Nice.
So this is something a normal process for big MNCs. Maybe there would be more round for other companies, but for how much I know is this is the normal in the base process. Okay, for every.
Right. So, I mean, it was in very much detail, and I believe that anyone who is like watching this podcast will be really able to benefit a lot from this last question, because they'll they'll get to know, like, if you go for the later, like the job openings and job interviews, there are ample number of resources to tell you that what would happen. But when you go for the internship opportunities or internship interview experiences, there are not a lot of them. But how you have described it, it is like very elaborate, and it will be like useful for everyone. So thank you for that. We'll now move on to the next question, which is, did you work on your LinkedIn profile as well? And if yes, what were the set of changes that you made in your profile to basically to enrich it and to make it stand out?
Okay, so when I say LinkedIn is always I can say it's a boon for me. Okay,
Right.
so starting from my first month itself, I started working on my LinkedIn profile. So
Okay.
I think the personal branding is very much important when it comes to when you are in some sort of tier 3 college and tier 4 college, I can say that, where you don't get a lots of opportunity. Okay, so when I say that earlier that you should start posting or getting content on LinkedIn, or whatever you can, making connections on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, I worked a lot. I started making great connections on LinkedIn, started asking for referrals to the peoples. I started asking how they got this opportunity, what was the various phases. So whenever I used to saw people getting this, cracking this, this opportunity or this position, I used to go and talk to them. Then what was the process and how you did this? What should I also do such that I can get into this type of opportunity or this position? So as you know that in LinkedIn, people are really friendly, okay, because it's of course very obvious that they have been also gone through this same situation, okay.
Right.
So just don't get a fear that someone won't answer you. Maybe people would be busy, so maybe they would take some more time. Some won't answer. It doesn't matter. There are lots of people. You can ask so many people. So that was my first step of getting into LinkedIn. So I started making lots of connections, and I started talking to lots of people. I started attending lots of various seminars and webinars. Okay, and I get to know that what are the various things are actually going around the world. Because when you are in a college, you are very much restricted and you don't know, and whatever are the things, you think that everything is going and you know that, but it's not that. Okay, still you can see that when you go to LinkedIn or some of these profiles, lots of things you actually don't know are posted over there. So it's a very much helpful. Okay, so in this way, I worked a lot on LinkedIn. I have started posting things, whatever the things I was working on, whatever the things I was making, my open source contribution, my development. And earlier also, in my early stage, I explored a lots of things. I worked on competitive programming. I explored open source, and I also worked over there. I submitted my GSOC profile also, but of course I didn't got accepted. But I have been working on open source though, because I used to love it. And still I like it a lot. And I did a lots of development. I did freelancing projects. Okay, so it was all around in my first, second, and third year. Okay, so and you will see that my first and second year was of six months. That means I completed my 2 years within 1 year. Okay.
Oh, so, right. How?
So it was that around in 2021, my college actually started in January. So in January, from January till June, my first year. And from, I can say that My second year was from from January till July, August. It was my first year, and from after on till February, March, it was my second year completed. March,
Okay.
April, huh?
Because of this COVID effect?
Because
Okay.
college was used to start from 2020 itself. Okay, but college started in 2021.
Right,
So
right,
already a 4 to 5 month gap was there. So they need to cover it. Okay, so but there was also a lots of benefit because we completed our first and second year almost within the online Zoom. So
Get a
those
lot
people
of
have got a
time.
lots of time. Okay,
Right,
because
right.
college consumes a lot of time, of course.
Right, right.
But still, that was the thing, and I worked a lot on LinkedIn, and as you can see that I have around 15,000 plus connections on LinkedIn. So I think
Nice.
that the LinkedIn algorithm works something like that. When you like someone or like some post, your connection also get to know about that. Okay, so that's something great about that. So I used to actually comment on many of the posts. I used to ask on that. So in this way, I got my connections increase a lot and built some personal branding. I got into many of the seminars and attended those things. Okay.
Oh,
And
nice.
so this was the thing. LinkedIn helped me a lot. From my getting into courtship also was through LinkedIn. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So that was the thing. Of course, in my first internship, upgrade was also through LinkedIn.
Oh.
So that was the thing. I mean, LinkedIn is a boon for me. I mean, most of the people would have experienced
Right,
that. Okay.
definitely.
And their UI is also very user friendly. Okay, you don't have to tackle a lot. You get to know very seamlessly many of the things. No propaganda, nothing. It's a proper base for students. Okay, so
Not just student, all the professionals.
all the professions.
Right,
Okay.
right. Yeah.
So I used to got to connect with very great people. I mean, get to know how they actually work.
Right,
So
right.
that was the thing. LinkedIn helped me a lot.
Yeah. And what about these opportunities? So like these opportunities, for example, this internship that you are having, like what are the chances of their conversion into full-time opportunities?
I mean, I actually fully don't know what are the chances, but of course, I can say that I have been asked to previous people who have been gone through this internship. Most of the people, around say 99% of the people have got into PPO full time of that.
Okay.
Huh.
So basically, not
Almost.
Right. If not, we like take this number of 99%, but say for example, at least 70 to 80% of the people get their internship opportunities converted into full-time opportunities.
Most
at
of the
least,
people
right?
get into. Most of the people. Out of 10, I can say 6 to 7 people get.
Right,
7
right.
people. Huh.
And even for the other 3 people, I would say that the experience that they'll be getting, because especially if you're working in these like global ventures, or if you're like one thing is that you can work in India, right? And one thing is you can work in anywhere outside India, right? While working in India, you'll be working on certain techs, you'll be like building some products, building some technology. And you'll be doing the same when you're working outside India. But there is some difference around like the cultural differences, how to basically on the people front, when you are like working with some international colleagues and all, I think that really makes a difference. Now, this can also be like debated, like when you're working within India, but you're working with some international colleagues, that also like helps. But yeah, in this case, because you are more exposed to them, I think it will be a really great journey, like great learning for you in the starting of your journey. That will be like really helpful from you, from where I can foresee like the kind of opportunity that you're getting.
Yes.
So we'll take now one last question,
Yes.
which is like very important. So one advice that you would want to give to students who are now looking out for internships.
Okay, so one advice would be that apply as much as possible. Just I saw many people, they don't apply only. So I think getting into anything would be first apply as much as possible. So because people get a fear that they would be rejected or something. So same fear was that within me when I applied in starting into 2 to 3. But after getting rejection of 300, 350 companies, that rejection fear was gone.
So you got rejected by 350, like 300 plus companies.
I mean, when you will see my email, you can scroll all the time. Of course, that's a thing. Most of the time, your resume is not already shortlisted.
Right.
So that is the case. So I'll apply as much as possible. Okay. That's the only thing I can say, that cracking an internship. And in other case, you all be knowing that you have to prepare for data structures, algorithms. That's the thing everyone know. Okay. You're not the only one that you don't know. I think, and all the resources are easily available on internet. Okay. So you know that what you have to prepare. You know that what would be asked in the interview. Okay. You know what's the process. But starting the process, you have to apply it first.
Right,
okay.
Right,
okay.
Definitely.
So that's the thing most of the people have within them. So just don't get that fear. It's like नहीं हुआ तो क्या ही हो जाएगा. Okay.
Nice.
That's what I think.
So yeah, and I think the hard work that you have put in is now like visible in your statements, wherein you are saying that if you look into my mailbox, you'll just keep scrolling. That in itself shows that how much time you would have invested in like trying to get these kind of opportunities. Like you would have like just emailed, just applied to subscribe to newsletters, went through the like every time you just apply, you get those emails. If you are even like if you're rejected, you get an email. If you're accepted, you get that email. If you are on hold, you get that email. So every time like you'll be having like one eye constantly on your mailbox, right? That is how that you like crack these number of like so far in 3 years you have cracked 3 internships, and some of the very best, like working in Coursera, working in Upgrad, all of them are really good. So from what it seems, the key mantra is like never give up, keep applying, someday will be yours. Like it is just like that, you are there doing a net practice and each and every ball will be coming. You have to just like don't worry of getting bowled once. One day you will hit a 6, right? That's how it is. Yeah.
So I say that there is a quote when I say that एक दिन तो मेहनत और नसीब का मिलन होगा.
Right. So right.
Because there is always a luck factor too. I think that comes. One day you will get it. Of course, every time everyone don't get it, right?
Right.
Hard work only get into luck converted. Okay. So just make it that thing in your mind.
So it seems like making your rejections a learning, your failures are learning, and not like giving up is what you should do, right?
When I gave lots of interviews, around 10 to 12 or more than that companies I gave in interviews. So every interview rejection taught me that what I don't have to do in the next interview.
Right.
Okay. So because I always ask the interviewer where I was wrong. Okay. So you should also ask. I think that would be a plus point. So I never did those mistakes in my next interview. So
right.
So that was the stairs. You can say that.
Right. So thanks Jwala for joining us. As a part of as we discussed in this session, we'll be sharing certain set of resources in the description. One is the set of Telegram channel that they can go to. One is if you can share some template of resume that you followed so that others can also use that. One is maybe some links, for example, you mentioned the website Unstop. So basically some more websites wherein they can apply for this. And another is maybe some newsletters or some pointers wherein people can start applying. If we can share those resources in our description, it would be really great, and we'll make sure that we'll be doing that for everyone's benefit. Yeah. Thank you, Jwala. Thanks for joining in, and thanks for giving in your time, and all the best for the London trip. We are pretty hopeful that it will be a great instant for you. So yeah.
Thank you, Ankit.
Thank you, Jwala. Okay. Thanks. Bye-bye.